What up, what up, what up? Cheers, everybody. Wanted to just bring a deck showcase that I use to help me get to infinite. And usually if I'm getting frustrated with different types of matches or the way the field is set up, this is a consistent build that I use to just overpower my opponent, oftentimes more than not. Let me just get right into it. I've showcased this before in the past, but there's a few new cards that kind of just shoot it over the top in terms of just overall synergy and power. So I'll get into it. The main point in course of the deck is just powering up my cards. Got main cards such as Fastios and new card Galactica, well, new for me anyway. I picked her up and she's essential in regard to just boosting up a lot of my cards, and that's pretty much the whole essence of the deck. We have Surge, which is pretty much my new favorite card. The fact that it gives a small plus in power but also discounts the card is essential. I can usually get that to have my Galactica early or even Sarah earlier and reactivate the effect again for the next card. So Surge is absolutely top tier in this build, even more than Okoye. Okoye is obviously a staple, giving everybody in the deck +1 power, but Surge gives the discount to the cost as well for that next card that you play, and more often than not, you're gonna play it on the field anyway, except if it's Silver Surfer or a card that you can't play until later, something of that nature. But Surge is absolutely top tier. Now, the last card to talk about, because the build overall, you've seen it before. This is not some new, unique build. You've seen this type of card before, especially in Silver Surfer-based decks. However, I wanted to point out the flex spot I have, which is Nakia. Nakia I use just to kind of go overboard and giving cards in my hand that +1. For example, Sebastian slurring the name, Sebastian Shaw, Brood, those, and of course Captain Carter. Those are the main cards I want to have benefit in case they don't get activated with the Coil's effect or Surge's effect. I'll guarantee that it'll plus bonus, and that'll help out in the long run or end phase of the turn 6. Now, what's important to note is that you can replace Nakia. You don't have to go my route at all. I feel like there's a lot of flex with this build where you can put Negasonic Teenage Witch, you can put Moon Knight, you can even put Gambit, honestly, if you wanted to just chuck something to destroy a card on the field. But Negasonic would be a bit more reliable if you can predict where your opponent's going to play, not to mention Juggernaut as well. So there is a lot of flexibility with regard to just 3-star cards that you can put in as a flex, and it doesn't even have to be 3 cost. You can try to fit in Sam Wilson, Captain America, in addition to Captain America as well, to kind of dominate 2 lanes if you're able to kind of get them on the field. Not to mention, the only drawback is drawing them late, but if you happen to get those pretty early, you can have those sit up in the field and then dedicate the remaining turns to sitting up to Captain Carter and Brood plays, or however you want to do it. And I guess I want to also highlight the higher cost cards. There's no 6 cost cards that I don't need any. Galactica is definitely, again, I've shown her as pretty much I don't want to say she's a staple card. I'm pretty much going to point that out. She's great for this build, and I wouldn't replace her with anything else. I kept Gwenpool in here because in case I don't have her, or if I'm able to just drop her earlier with Surge's effect, this is just a great card to boost whatever's in your hand by 2. And more than often, you're going to get a Brood, Sebastian Shaw. It doesn't matter, if I'm being honest, because they all can hit the field, boost it up even more. So Gwenpool is also a staple for this build, especially considering you can always get an opportunity to squeeze her out earlier. And the last card I have in here is Sarah. Sarah is my turn 5 preferred play. If I don't have anything else, I want to save my Sebastian Shaw, my Brood for that final turn, assuming they're not already in play. Sarah is the perfect card to guarantee me 3 cards played if I have all 3 costs in my hand. Again, I'd say that she's a staple for that, just because of that alone. Just setting up that turn 6 play to really overpower my opponent is key. The only thing I can speak about in terms of the flaws for this build is that it's not the most powerful build. You can absolutely run into a null based build, destroy build that can overpower you by luck, especially considering Deadpool. So definitely watch out for that. They can go toe to toe with you. Gore as well can go toe to toe with you. It's not the most powerful build, but depending on positioning, you can overpower 2 lanes easily, and your opponent may not know where you're going because you can take the lanes anytime you want. Again, considering you're holding on to Captain Carter, Brood for the turn 5 and turn 6 plays. You don't want to have Captain Carter on the field early because she can be easily countered by Enchantress or something of that nature. So I usually save Captain Carter for when I know I can play her down, have another card on top of that to boost her effect in the back row. It's really straightforward. So anyway, that is really the point of this build. I do hope that it helps you out or just have some fun with it. Deck code will be in the description, and that's about it. Let me know if this actually helped you out or if this build was trash or whatever. Just let me know how it helped you out, because I was able to get to infinite with it. So curious to see if it kind of gives y'all the same kind of luck. Anyway, that's my piece. This is Sly. Cheers.